of that. And like Ashish mentioned, it's going to be hub and spoke model. We are starting with the Mumbai. Obviously, we're going to look at least another 4 or 5 similar setups, hopefully in partnership with different state governments. We are hoping that we can have one here in Bangalore itself with the support of the dynamic industry here. And moving forward, obviously, we'll have more. The idea also is that sort of look at, IICT enabling not just the major metros, but ensuring that the AVGC production aspect goes out to even smaller centers as well. So how do we build a vibrant ecosystem that goes beyond the typical 4 or 5 cities that we are in? And I think work has been happening at a very, very rapid pace. We have our first temporary campus coming up. Like Jadu sir mentioned, we want to be operational by April and start having courses there. And moving forward, obviously in the next two years or so, we want to be at the 10-acre beautiful campus that is being set up in the heart of the film city in Goregaon. So I think it's going to be very exciting. And, on behalf of my colleagues, I really want to thank Jaju sir. It's amazing the way he has empowered us to have given us a free hand to set up this institution. And, it's rare to see that kind of a hands-off approach in government. Literally, I think he's put the pressure back on us, saying that let the industry drive it. And I think that's really boosted our confidence. And very happy to report that the campus is getting ready at a very blazingly fast pace. So looking forward, and hopefully when we are here again next year, IICT will be fully functional, and hopefully the teams from IICT will take some sessions here. So thank you so much.
We've said a lot, both in the inauguration, and you heard from 2 of the architects who have worked with all of us for this. Are there questions that you have, suggestions that you have? Put up your hand, Mike will come to you, and you have the chance to suggest. As I said, this is to hear from you what you would like to see from such an institute. Please, 2 hands in the front row. Can we get a mic to them, please? Please stand up and give your name, and please ask a question. Yeah.
Hi, I'm Dr. Rajiv Tamankar. I head the comics and animation at Pratilipi. It's a beautiful company around going about 100 CR now. I wanted to ask, what are the kind of opportunities where industry builders like us could collaborate and probably contribute and deliver value to this institution? And I also wanted to take this opportunity to thank all of you, including Jaju sir, for setting up this institute. This is a very beautiful dream for India.
So, the Indian Institute of Creative Technology is not just an academic institution. The idea for making it an industry-led event, where 52% of the equity lies with the industry. We have at only 48%. Government of Maharashtra has a part of it. We provide all the initial setting up funds, etc. Close to 500 crores is being provided from Government of India. But the idea was to keep it in the industry ambit. Because we want this to be not just a think tank. We want this to be an academic institution. We want this to be an incubator. We want the industry to come and design curriculum. We want to give a white sheet to the industry. No, we want to run a diploma, please run. I want to run a particular course, please run. No, I am a company, I want to recruit some 50 odd people. I have certain design skill sets in mind. I would like to design a small curriculum. I will recruit interns. They will be placed here. After that, I'll absorb them in my company. Yes. I am a young creator, want to do something, want to learn something, but I don't have an office space. I would require some space where I can sit. It will act as an incubator. We'll provide small spaces as shared workspaces, as you all understand in Bangalore very easily. We'll be providing all that within IICT. And I am saying this not even 2 years later, because the bigger campus will take 2 years. It's a huge campus being built. But even before that, the temporary campus that we are starting 1st April will also provide all such opportunities. We would like to encourage academic and industrial collaborations in IICT. Obviously, everybody, small, medium, big, has a role to play.
Thank you. Next question, please. Please raise your hand. Mike will come to you. One question is free, second question is not. But if time permits, we'll come back to you. Please go ahead.
Hi, sir. So the question is to everybody here, including you on the stage and people here, because going forward, the institution that is coming up, I feel that there is a lot to do with AI, because of late there is a term called vibe coding, and it is going to be vibe filmmaking or vibe creating, because you just have to prompt it. People with the right knowledge in the right domain can actually create something which they believe they earn. With a set of like 10 people, I think it's going to be pure magic. I would like to understand your perspective of how people are going to use AI, and maybe you guys would have discussed a lot about how we can integrate AI as part of the storytelling feature for IICT. So do you have any insights into that?
So before I pass it to anyone, 5 p.m. today, there is Deloitte, NVIDIA, Autodesk, Adobe, Mylan Foundry, and others. We are creating the first AVGC AI Alliance in order to facilitate what should be done. This will be a monthly all-comers meet, and this will also then roll up into creating an AI report and white paper annually to be released at GAFEX or Waves or any other large event in the country. Because this is not just a buzzword anymore, it is very much going to be part and process of everything that we do. And one of the things that I want to talk about, which we have never been able to get the resources for, and maybe Munjal can speak to that a little bit, is that there is a specific budget within the IICT for R&D. Now, besides virtual production and machine learning, AI will be an extremely important part of it. One of the key roles in the IICT being recruited right now with Sanjay Jajuji and the board and the governing bodies. The first thing we are doing is to put a team that looks like the best team in this country, from a CEO to a CTO to a CMO to a head of academics, etc. And I think the whole area of what will happen with prompt engineering, whether it is comics or etc., is definitely going to be part of that. So first of all, please be there at 5 o'clock today in the evening. But any other comments from Ashish or Munjal?
Yeah, so to be frank with you, the reason why IICT is going to be important for our country is it's going to visit the latest trends and forming the latest curriculum for people to follow. It's for many studios itself and individuals, upskilling is going to be the task. And what to upskill with is very important. The AI is already there in our lives. How do you integrate with your production ecosystem and how you become a smart creator is something that is going to be the order of the world. And how do we build leadership through that in India? And, what our Prime Minister said is create in India for the world and design in India for the world. The issue is how do you use these technologies and make sure that your content creation and the complete ecosystem that is providing content to the digital content economy, whether you have a sizable amount of your share from India as creators, is something that we are going to really look forward to. So we are going to enable people to make sure that they make careers. By making IICT, one thing that our Honorable Prime Minister and the Information Broadcasting Ministry has done has given a definite hygiene and status and dignity to the creative industry. So far, we never had that in the national, status of institute being set up like this for anything and everything to be done into this space. Having done that, how do you really bring in the excellence is what this is going to be all about. And the industry will have to constantly work together to ensure that we have the best benchmarks in the world. And we are the ones who are leading the world with either technology or the products that come up with the technology and the content that comes up from here. So although AI, many people see it as people who are going to, the system that is going to reduce the jobs, we see it differently. We see that the world requires higher and higher quality of content and experience, and they need a large amount of content, because for anything and everything today you want to watch through the videos, learn through the videos. Who is going to create that? And the answer is that the Indian creators are going to create it. And that's why this is very important.
So, one of the first thing I want to say is that we have a session today that at 4:15 that I'm moderating, and one of the topics we want to cover there is AI a challenge or an opportunity? So we will definitely talk. So I would urge you to attend that. But I think, in my 30-year career, I've seen many such tech disruptions, and I will agree that AI is perhaps the most disruptive, right? But I think the challenge is how we look at any tech. Fundamentally, I believe that AI is not going to replace human beings, right? You still need to prompt it. It's not a independent creative mind just spewing out ideas. You have to give it prompts for you to come back and for it to create something. Also, I think creativity is one such industry, as creators, we express through our experiences and through our emotions. As a human being, you can, experience emotions. As a machine, you can't experience emotions, right? Some of the most moving pieces of, creative pieces, be it a painting, be it a film, be it a piece of music, ultimately it always evokes an emotional response. And that's why you have so many different creators who have their own personal emotional experiences that they are expressing through that art. I don't think we are at a point where machines are going to do that, right? So long as humans can experience emotions and express in whatever creative medium they choose, I think we are secure. But having said that, I think that AI is definitely a great leveler. You don't need to perhaps now have very large setups, right? Even a small team of 3 or 4 people can produce world-class content, and I think that's where the opportunity lies. So it's a question of our perspective. How do we look at AI? Do we see it as an opportunity? Do we see it as a challenge? I think that's each individual's perspective. I can tell you that I'm extremely excited with the potential, because my time to market is definitely going to reduce thanks to AI. So, thank you.
We are going to see many more questions, I'm sure. The 3 of us are here for, GAFX, as always. But since Shri Sanjay Jaju has a VC call, we will take your leave, and in the corridors or in the sidelines, we want to continue this. But it was very important and very timely, given that we have just kind of unfurled the IICT to make sure that you have a chance to spread the word, to participate. It is meant for you. It is meant for the industry. So I will take your last question, but I will accompany him off because he has to take the call. And maybe can you please take the question if you don't mind, right? Okay. Yeah. So please ask your question.
I am Dr. Lingaraju. I am academician. From past 3 decades, I am teaching computer graphics for the entire Karnataka under Vishweshwaraya Technological University. I taught a trainers training program on OpenGL. So I am passionate about this computer graphics, and recently I ventured one company also. Through that I tied up with one college, and I am starting gaming and animation from this academic year. Because whatever I was teaching was an academic. Now since I heard about that institution, to get an IPR, patent or any kind of IPR, some of the experts who are there in the computer graphics, not only me, are also required to find out what is innovation and how we can apply to a IPR, other than the creativity. This is only my suggestion.
So we are setting up a kind of a small unit of the legal advisors to media and entertainment with us at the IICT, who will enable you to actually guide what to be done in India. And there are certain patents and IPs in the form that they are in cannot be registered in India. For example, the process patent for anything that we are doing in the production processes, some of these. So we are guiding some of the people already to do the process patent in the US. And this is how this whole small panel that we have set up with the experts who practice in multiple countries they are going to be a part of our committee in the IICT. And as an industry, you can approach this committee at all point in time and take their guidance. Second is that there is another alliance of IP-related, the legal attorneys and practitioners all over the world. So we are signing an MOU with them so that we can actually access any issue that happens across the globe. And they have an alliance of about 165 countries at this point in time, with office in Mumbai for them. So we can guide any of our companies or individuals who are facing any problem in the IP along with them as well. So anything that you have in that section, you can approach any of us, and we would definitely guide you to the right people in that. And that's going to be one of the major sections, because as we are asking people to do research and create IPs, registering the IP, protecting the IP, and monetizing the IP, all three aspects are also part of our curriculums as well.
Thank you, sir.
Just to add to what Ashish said, that even now there are simple mechanisms by which you can protect your IPR. First is you can register your script with, there are bodies which is in Writers Association in Mumbai. You can register your script with them, so you have some protection. You can also, you have Indian Producers Association, where you can register the title of your show or movie. So film titles also, even serials also you can register, right? So there are different categories under which you can register your title. Of course, the most foolproof way to do this is to apply for a copyright and trademark. For example, if you are creating a character, so you need to apply for a copyright, so that the visual representation of your character is secure. So these are sort of tiered approaches. So at some point, obviously we come up as creators, we come up with so many ideas. Not every idea may be strong enough, and as creators, it's a journey. But I think simple things like registering your script, registering your title are very easy to do. They're not very expensive. Usually the cost involved is a couple of thousand, And then if you strongly feel, and particularly when you are knowing that you are going ahead or you are creating a pilot, at that point I would definitely urge you to apply for a copyright. Again, the cost for a copyright is, I think it's about 10,000-15,000 per copyright per category, and you can choose a couple of them to start with, and then later on, whether you are gonna be in comics, whether you're gonna be in films, or whether you're gonna be in games, you can choose the category of copyright. So hope that helps.
Any other questions? If there are no questions, that we would like to thank you all for coming for this session, and we are here for the next 3 days. So if you want to know anything more, we can definitely interact in multiple sessions that we are going to be available in. And a big thank you to all of you for staying back and knowing about IICT. Thanks so much.
Thank you, dignitaries, for joining us on stage and for taking these questions put forth by the audience members joining us out here. Coming up next, ladies and gentlemen, is a very interesting session. As Mr. Biren earlier on mentioned, that we have our own superhero here to rival the likes of Marvel and DC Comics. More about that in the next 15 minutes. We take a short break of 15 minutes, requesting you to kindly join us back inside the hall in the next 15 minutes for our thrilling and entertaining session next. We're all set to begin with our next session, requesting you all to kindly join us inside the hall and take your seats. This one promises to be an absolutely thrilling one, something I am certain you are not going to want to miss out on. Come one, come all, be a part of our next session as we spearhead into it in the next few moments, requesting all of our attendees to kindly join us inside the hall and take your seats. Requesting everyone to kindly join us inside the hall and take your seats as we are ready to dive straight into our next session. As promised, this one is going to be a thrilling one. Surely you're not going to want to miss out on this one. So requesting all of us present at the pre-function area to kindly join us inside the hall and take your seats. Welcome back, everyone. I trust you had a good, refreshing break and are looking forward to with eager minds as to what we have in store for you next. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for an exclusive first look at two highly anticipated animated projects. We are absolutely thrilled to be presenting to you today the premiere of Supandi animated show and the trailer launch of Wingstar. Yes, that's how we're going to approach this session. As promised, an absolutely thrilling one, and I'm sure we're all looking forward to this with eager minds. Bringing some of India's most beloved comic book characters to life, joining us on stage to take forth this presentation and this particular session, please allow me the pleasure of welcoming on stage Virendra Patil, founder and creative director, Zebu Animation. Accompanying Virendra, we have Venkataramanan K, art director, Zebu Animation. Thank you, gentlemen, for joining us on stage. Accompanying these two gentlemen on stage, please allow me the pleasure of welcoming on stage the President and CEO of Amar Chitra Katha Private Limited, Ms. Preeti Vyas. Thank you for joining us on stage for this extremely special session. We are all absolutely thrilled to hear what you have to share with us today. Requesting you to kindly take center stage. Virendra, requesting you to kindly lead the way.
Okay, just give us a few more minutes. Good morning, everyone. This is absolutely exciting day for me, Venki, and the team from Zebu. Should we wait for?
I think before we start, we can have a big shout out, a round of applause for the Zebu team.
Yay!
And another round of applause and shout out for the Tinkle team.
For the Tinkle team.
That's a good beginning.
Yeah. So also, thank you, GAFX. Thank you, Abai, for putting this together, giving us a platform to showcase something that we have created. And I think we just need a few more minutes for...
So how many fans of Supandi in the house? Wow. How many of you are still reading Supandi? Wonderful. So I have to tell you that there is no upper age to reading Supandi comics. In fact, if you want to stay healthy and happy in life, I recommend that you pick up the latest issue of Tinkle every month and read Supandi. He'll make sure that you remain very happy and don't take life very seriously.
Yeah, absolutely.
So a little bit about Supandi.
Yeah.
Viren, do you know how many jobs he's had?
If I remember correctly, it's some 352, 56.
That's right. He's had about 352 jobs in life. Supandi's been everything from a school bus driver to a chef to a computer programmer to a office boy. I think he's done it all. Yeah. And of course, he does keep getting fired from those jobs. But I think he's a very inspiring character because he's the most resilient of them all. He keeps bouncing back and keeps looking for the next gig in life. So yeah, that's Supandi. Would anybody like to share a favorite Supandi story or a joke? Does anybody remember? Anyone in the audience? Do we have an extra mic?
There is a...
Maybe our Tinkle editor-in-chief, Gayatri Chandrasekhar, is also here with us, as is our group art director, Savio Mascarenas. So may I just request you both to please stand. So can we have a special round of applause for these two champions? So they are the creative head honchos of our company and ensuring that, Supandi doesn't lose his sense of humor ever. So if you have a mic, is there a mic there? Or we can share? So Gayatri, while we are waiting for our guest of honor to arrive, if you can just tell us a little bit about what Supandi has been up to recently.
So I think Supandi debuted, Tinkle debuted in the year 1980. And Supandi came along pretty soon. I don't know if any of you know the origin story of Supandi. It's actually inspired by a character from folklore called Chappandi. And he is a South Indian character. He came as Chappandi, then he transformed to Supandi, and of course he's been the beloved of the nation for many, many years now. And like Preeti said, Supandi has evolved over the years. So from being a rural house help, or assistant to a shopkeeper, etc., he now lives in the city. He's very much an urban Indian dweller. He has a roommate, he has a flatmate, and he has problems that you and I have. And he has jobs that all of us do. So Supandi has come a long way, and we are really happy to show you the next chapter in Supandi's life. So over to you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Gayatri.
And let's get started, Viren. Our guest of honor is also here.
Yeah. So Preeti, when you got started with Tinkle and Supandi and Wingstar, what was your idea? What were you thinking of, and what were you looking forward to?
So Tinkle is now in its 45th year. We had our first issue in 1980. I was 6 years old at the time, and now it's in its 45th year. It's one of India's oldest children's magazines, and perhaps the only one to have an uninterrupted run for so many years. Supandi has been around since, like Gayatri said, since the early 80s. And Wingstar made her debut in 2014. So these two are very much loved characters. Supandi is a character who all of us have grown up on, and he continues to endure himself to today's generation as well. So we have kids today as well who really enjoy still reading Supandi. He's top of the charts. Yeah. He's never lost his popularity. A lot of you will not know Wingstar because you didn't grow up on at that time, but today's children are very, very excited about Wingstar, and it's one of our most popular characters. She's a female superhero from the Northeast. And I think they've been very active and vibrant within the pages of Tinkle books and magazines, but we've always been looking for the right partner, the right studio to bring them to life in animation. And I know for the last 6 years I have been searching for the right team who would give it the correct treatment, would retain the essence and the soul of the characters, not lose that, but give it the global treatment from an animation perspective, animation style. And that was the search and the hunt, which was on for a long time. And then I met Viren, and the rest is history. And I met Viren, and then Rana came down to Bangalore, and we met him. And I think we said, yeah, this is it. This is the studio we'd like to go ahead with. Viren, tell us your experience.
Yeah. So for me and Venki, right, when this opportunity came along, we could not stop giggling. I mean, this is something that we have all grown up with. I have personally grown up with. I actually had received a letter from Uncle Pai when I was a kid. So it goes a long way back. One of the primary reasons why I did get into this business and into this industry is because of Tinkle Comics and Amar Chitra Comics, right? Because they were the influencers for me. And one of the reasons why we picked Supandi was I feel today's stories, the kind of empathy, the kind of quirky perspective Supandi can bring, I think today's children need that, because the sense of empathy, his ability to be having so much resilience in face of so much adversity that he experiences. He always has a wonderful, joyous perspective to life. And that is something that I believe, I have kids, and that I genuinely believe that it needs to be shown to them. And
What about Wingstar?
Wingstar was my daughter Atharvi's contribution. She said, I was actually going for the other comic character, and she says, no, Papa, we have to do Wingstar, because that's the first character I'm seeing who's a superhero from India. And then I checked with you and Gayatri and Savi and came to know that that's actually true. So here we are. Thank you.
Yeah, when this opportunity came, Viren came up with an idea. We wanted to do, we've been doing service job for quite some time, we wanted to do our own IP. And there's so many characters we have in India. And Viren asked, like, why not Supandi, let's go and talk to them. We all got super excited and jumped into it, because even the same stories for many of us is the same, like, thanks to Mr. Ram Vaikar and Uncle Pai bringing these characters to the life, to all of us, to the world. When the opportunity came, we jumped in and we got super excited. Lot of experiments, day and night of work, trying to get the style, because we have seen him most of the time as a comic. We not even heard his voice. We still, it's a challenge for us, which we will overcome definitely, step by step. And today we have, our short film that you guys will see it.
Yeah.
And I think it's a really important milestone for Amar Chitra Katha and Tinkle, because we are one of India's most loved, oldest, comic book companies. And so Indian IP, Indian animation studio, Indian audiences, I think it's very beautiful and it's a very landmark moment.
Yeah. So now taking this forward, I would like to introduce Mr. Rana to join us on stage. It needs very little introduction. Needs very little introduction, obviously, but you're going to see a different perspective to him today, and we're going to hear from him today about what his inspirations and motivations are to be part of our community. So Rana, all to you.
So when I was walking in, I guess all of you heard that Supandi Estate is around from the 80s. I was born in 84, and between Tinkle and Amar Chitra Katha is everything that I know in life. I was terrible at school, I was terrible at everything else. Storytelling just came to me with my mom giving me Amar Chitra Katha and then me going into Tinkle. So Supandi, Shikari and Shambhu were people I grew up with. And today I just feel like my whole life's a circle. What I've been doing as a kid, as a teenager, is what I'm still doing even now. The fact that we got to be part of Tinkle, we got to be part of this Amar Chitra Katha legacy. I know it's been years, Preeti and I have been talking, okay, now if we have to get Supandi out of that print into 3D, there were many iterations, many people that we've met, different parts of the world. We've been to Comic-Cons abroad, trying to work with studios abroad, but there was nobody better than this gentleman that we met. And when I went to the studio, the ethic and the essence of Supandi was so pure in them. I was like, okay, if Supandi ever wanted to come out in 3D, he would have wanted to be with them. So that's it. And this is that beautiful partnership. I'm happy here to be here in Bangalore to announce this, and can't wait to get this out on the big screen.
Could we play the Supandi reel, please, and house lights down?
Right, Supandi is coming.
Oh.
So these are the mini-series that we are working with. It's going to find its home with Power Kids, Manoj Mishra and Power Kids on YouTube channel. And that's where it's going to start early next month. And we're going to be releasing 5 minutes every month starting next month on the YouTube channel.
Thank you, Viren. Thank you to the entire team. It was really exciting to just see him live in one go. I think this is the first time I'm seeing it on a stage this size or a screen this size. Just can't wait, man. Can't wait to get this, just not on YouTube, but in other forms as well.
Yes, absolutely. And you want to talk about Wingstar?
Okay, let's go. Okay, now, see, Supandi is a star. He takes off all the limelight every time we start talking about him, or every time I take out clothes from the wardrobe, it just becomes him. But what we have at Tinkle is another special superhero, that is Wingstar. Like it's all girl power, all strength, the first female superhero that's set in the Northeast. In fact, that was the first, that will probably be the first IP from Tinkle that it's become animation, but then soon will become live action as well. So it's been written. It's a character written in the most modern times for the most modern audiences, and the fact that we get what Tinkle is, best of both the worlds, the old and the new, and coming together. I think these are the best two IPs that we could have brought forward in front of you. And are we seeing something from Wingstar as well?
We have a teaser trailer, and that's a completely different genre. Visually, it is very different. Here, obviously, it's a far more complex challenges and issues that the child talks about, the kid talks about, Mapui, right? That's on my back. And I think it's a story about a girl that finds a way in life and has to become a hero simply because that's the only way left for her to move forward now. And let's have a look at it, and then maybe we could...
And Viren, just want to add that as a team, we are really excited that you chose these two characters. Supandi, of course, is our superstar, and he's always been number one. But Wingstar, and we're so glad you picked one of the legacy characters and one of the new characters, because Wingstar was created after Uncle Pai passed away. So it's a testimony to the work of the new work that the team is doing in how we're trying to take his legacy forward by creating fresh, new content and not just having the legacy work. So I think it's a perfect balance that you chose one legacy character and one new. And yeah, we can't wait to see it.
Thank you. Can we... Yes.
Let's jump down again, and then Wingstar is here.
Forests at night have a way of hiding things. The deeper you go, the darker it gets. And the less you want to know what's waiting. Watching. Waiting. Something's out there. The real question is, do you dare to keep going?
All you got is 15 minutes.
So, I'm at my locker, grabbing my football shoes, and I bump into this guy. My shoe falls, and he picks it up all like...
You'll do great.
Like, seriously? Who says that? Does he think he's in a movie or something? Anyway, what's for dinner? Yeah, that's me. We were just a regular family. Dinner conversations, school stories, and dreams of tomorrow. But that all changed with one phone call. Dad always said he was just an engineer. But that night, I saw the truth. I wasn't expecting it. I thought my dad's only job was fixing things. Turns out he was making things I didn't even know existed.
You'll know what to do. You're stronger than you think. Mapui, never forget that.
The suitcase wasn't just a handoff. It was the start of something much bigger. I never asked for this. I never wanted it. But now, I am the one who has to make it right.
Yeah, that's our teaser trailer at this point. It's obviously still a work in progress, and thank you. I don't know your reaction.
Well, it's again exciting to see it on big screen. The fact that you've really pushed the envelope into two genres, finding, like I remember the first conversation we had when we were at your office. We said, what does Indian animation look like? How does Indian art look like in volume? And I think you kind of set some precedent to it. And there's a lot more IPs that we have, a lot more characters that need to come out in life. And I guess this is the beginning. Do you guys like Wingstar? Thank you.
Preeti?
Well, I'm super excited. Viren, tell us a little bit more about what the future has in store for both Supandi and Wingstar in their animated avatars.
Yeah. So one of the things that obviously we are using the platform of GAFX, part of the B2B. We are pitching for 7.5 minutes into 26 episodes for Supandi, and we are in conversation for a feature film for Supandi with another partner. That is one part of it. That's for Supandi. And for Wingstar, we are looking at a 90-minute feature, and we are in the process of trying to raise funds to be able to do that at this point. And it's a 3-part saga, so it'll be 90 minutes into 3 over the next period of 3 to 4 years.
Awesome.
Yeah. That's the future for both of them.
I think we're done.
I think
out of
Venki,
time as well.
Yeah.
Right.
I think we are also time's up, right, Meenakshi? Yeah. No, we can. All right.
Do you want to take an audience question for?
Do you guys have any questions? Does anyone have questions?
Want to watch
awesome.
once more?
That's the only thing I wanted to hear.
Let's
All right,
do
let's
that.
play this once more, please. Supandi and Wingstar coming one more time.
Please play that again.
Lights off, sir.
Oh.
Forests at night have a way of hiding things. The deeper you go, the darker it gets. And the less you want to know what's waiting. Watching. Waiting. Something's out there. The real question is, do you dare to keep going?
All you got is 15 minutes.
So, I'm at my locker, grabbing my football shoes, and I bump into this guy. My shoe falls, and he picks it up all like...
You'll do great.
Like, seriously? Who says that? Does he think he's in a movie or something? Anyway, what's for dinner? Yeah, that's me. We were just a regular family. Dinner conversations, school stories, and dreams of tomorrow. But that all changed. With one phone call. Dad always said he was just an engineer. But that night, I saw the truth I wasn't expecting it. I thought my dad's only job was fixing things. Turns out he was making things I didn't even know existed.
You'll know what to do. You're stronger than you think. Mapui, never forget that.
The suitcase wasn't just a handoff. It was the start of something much bigger. I never asked for this. I never wanted it. But now, I am the one who has to make it right.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. I think we are done. We can wrap up. Yeah, Rana, do you?
Guys, thank you. Thank you very much for having us here. And sorry, this question. Sorry, sir. My bad.
Yeah.
I didn't see.
Yeah. So two things. Congratulations on this, and I will pull up a statement which Rana said like 3-4 years ago, I believe, at one of the sessions where he said Bahubali opened the doors for Indian cinema abroad. I mean, in terms of telling a huge grand scale story. And you also mentioned that we are not very far away from telling a story like Mandalorian or Star Wars, and with the Indian perspective to it. I think we are getting there, and I think I would love to get your opinion on this. Number one. Number two is, I think content creation has been democratized with the advent of AI. I would love to get all your perspectives on it.
Okay, so let's start. Yes, that was a statement I made 3 years ago. That was a statement I was driving for the last 30 years of my life, where we can in India make content that's ours, which Bahubali in some ways opened the doors for cinema in that manner, where we can make live action films at scales that anyone in the world can today. And I think today with Supandi coming out in live, Wingstar and more IPs coming, I just feel like we're in our first new round of modern age storytelling and modern age mythologies. So I think, yes, this is the start, and I'm very happy that I'm here doing this with you guys. And AI, I think you should answer AI and what
actually there's
how
a
it's changing
session.
your life.
I think there's a session later in the day with AI. But AI is a very complicated beast, and with very little. What exactly was the question again? Sorry, with AI.
So the content creation has been democratized.
Yeah.
It's not like I don't know how to. I don't need how to draw. I cannot draw, but I can create comics. I cannot shoot a video, but I can create a film. But you have to be the domain expert, and you are the domain experts. That's where the expertise comes in.
Yesterday I was reading in Deccan Herald One, the editorial, AI is here to stay, but humanity will always be present. I thought that was a wonderful, something, I'm paraphrasing it, but I thought that was a very wonderful summarization of what the future for us as humans is likely to be with the advent of AI in our life. It's going to be in every aspect of it, not just in animation. But the way I look at it is critical thinking, creative thinking is still the domain and the discipline, the soul, the love, the stories, that's really us. What we are going to do is we are going to be using artificial intelligence technology to produce content much more efficiently. I feel that is one of the things that's likely to happen at this point.
Well, it's just not in the field of animation or film or visual effects. I think everybody that's sitting in this room and outside will be affected by AI in some form or the other. To me, I treat it like the new world of the internet. The internet gave us a bunch of opportunities, and we are here today communicating better. We are here able to tell stories better, distribute our content better. I think the advent of AI will just help us be better creators, better storytellers, and find more and more ways to communicate.
Okay.
I think we're out of time, so just one last question.
Not a question, actually. Sir, Rana sir, we love you a lot. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah. I'm really happy. And Viren sir, I'm a big fan of you. And it's a deadly combination, I can say. I just wanted to wish you really very well. And I wish you all the best. As said, Rana sir said, not in YouTube, in other platform, it's really, really good because world needs heroes and characters from India. That's what I'm looking at, and I wish you a very great success going forward, sir. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir.
And while we are waiting for the shows to come out, and Viren and his team are going to work really hard at double time, but in the meantime, while that happens, all of you, go download the Tinkle Comics app, go pick up a copy and catch up on all the Supandi and Wingstar stories, so when the shows are out, you're completely up to date with it. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Rana. Thank you, Preeti. Thank you, Viren. Thank you, Venkat. Requesting you to kindly stay back on stage for a quick moment. Chand from Abhay, if I could request you to kindly join us on stage, do the honors and present a token of appreciation to our delegates present on stage for having taken the time off and joined us out here for Bengaluru GAFX 2025. Thank you so much. It was an absolute thrilling session as promised, and we are looking forward to even more from the four of you. Thank you for being a part of GAFX Bangalore 2025. An honor and a pleasure and a privilege hearing from you today. Once again, everyone, please put your hands together and let's give it up for Rana, Venkat, Viren, and Preeti. Thank you so much for gracing this occasion with your presence, for sharing with us your thoughts and inputs, and for those brilliant trailers that we saw earlier on today. Looking forward to many more. A quick photo off with all of you present out here. Once again, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you, dignitaries, for joining us. Thank you, Chand, for doing the honors and presenting the token of appreciation to them. With that, ladies and gentlemen, we go into a lunch break. Enjoy your meal, network with your fellow creators, and get ready for an exciting afternoon up ahead. Coming out of lunch break, we deep dive into music and animation, the sound of storytelling, starting at 2 p.m. We'll see you then. Once again, I'd like to remind you that the GAFX app is available on the App Store and PlayStation Store, requesting you to kindly have the app downloaded so you can utilize this app to look at the agenda as to what we have for you for today, tomorrow, and day after. Plus, you can also put forth your questions on the GAFX app. So the GAFX app is available on your Play Stores and your App Stores, requesting you to kindly download them so you can take a look at the agenda for what we have for you for the next 3 days. App is available on your app stores and your Play Stores, requesting you to kindly utilize the QR code displayed on our screens. Scan them, download the app, gives you the opportunity to put forth your questions and queries for each of our session. Plus, you come in to know of what we have for you in store as far as our agenda goes for today, tomorrow, and day after. We resume with our post-lunch session in the next moment. Once again, requesting all of our attendees to kindly join us inside the hall and take your seats. Thank you. Welcome back, everyone. Requesting you all to kindly settle down as we are ready to go live with our post-lunch session this afternoon. I trust you all had a good lunch break and are looking forward with eager minds and curious thoughts as to what we have for you for the second half of Bengaluru GAFX 2025. Once again, welcome each and every one of you for joining us back for our post-lunch session. I hope you have utilized the QR code to scan our GAFX app available on your Play Store and your App Store, where you can put forth your questions and your queries for each of our session. Plus, you get to know of the agenda that we have for you today, tomorrow, and day after. With that being said, let's dive straight in to this session we have for you. I suppose you all will be in agreement with me when I say that music breathes life into animation, shaping the emotions and atmosphere of every scene. In our next session, The Sound of Storytelling, we explore the magic behind sound design, composition, and the role of music in storytelling. Joining us for this, please allow me the pleasure of welcoming on stage, we have E. Suresh, founder and creative director, Studio Exorus. With a round of applause, please join me in welcoming Mr. E. Suresh on stage. Accompanying Mr. Suresh, I would like to welcome Nilima Eriath, executive producer, Exorus. And accompanying them, we have Rajat Dolakia, music director. Dignitaries, requesting you to kindly make your way to the stage. Thank you for taking the time and giving us the opportunity to listen from you your thoughts about our next session. We are looking forward to it. I leave the stage in your trusted hands, requesting you to kindly lead the way.
Thank you so much. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, can you all hear me? Good afternoon, everyone. Lovely to start the nap session of the day. I hope, and I'm sure, I will be able to wake you up after this session. This is very, I think it's for the first time such a session is happening at GAFX, which is mostly about visuals and visual storytelling. This is the first time I think probably we are going to take you through an immersive experience of how sound plays an important role in animation. It's something that, according to me and some facts and research that have been done, an animated film's more than 50% life comes from sound, which includes sound design, special effects, and music. So today we have with us an exponent of music, our music director, Rajat Dholakia. He's got, I think, 4 or 5 decades or 6 decades, maybe. He's nearly 65, but I think from the age of 5 he's been into music. So I think I can comfortably say his last 6 decades he's been into music. Today he has got a slightly bad throat, so he won't be singing. But I'm going to show you a lot of videos of him singing. So we are going to begin the session by setting a context of, for some of you who would not know what we do, going to show you a montage of our films, just to set a context. Yeah, I'm going to be doing this little up and down.
चिंतामणि के कंधे पे टैक्स का बोझ।
ये है भैया छोटे सुल्तान, बहादुर होशियार, पर दूध जब आए हो जाए फरार।
जो मैंने सैंडल लाए दरवाजे का हैंडल, चुन्नी 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 लाल।
कमीला भी दूं।
और ये हम आपको प्रूव करके दिखाएंगे।
अब बिना पानी फेस क्लीन करना।
अरे इनके घर को डर कैसा?
দোটানায় পড়লে নিজেকে প্রশ্ন করব, সত্যি করে আমার কি চাই?
Girls.
Chaos gave way to violence.
আন্ডারে তুই তো একটা সোয়েটারও পরলি না।
দূর ঘাম হয়।
অন্তত একটা মাংকি ক্যাপ
তো কুটকুট করে।
Now I look like number 25, na? No? Now?
The volume can be higher, slightly up.
बैट्समैन भी आउट हो जाए क्योंकि बॉल सीधे मेरे मुंह में आए हाय ये सो हाय
ഇതൊന്നും നോക്കരുത്, തത്വമൊന്നും നോക്കരുത്.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you. I'll keep switching, okay? The audio is okay, because since this session is on audio, I'm a little picky on the audio. Is the mids, are the mids okay? The mids are fine in terms of when I'm playing the film. I felt the mids were slightly low. And is it a stereo channel or is it a mono out? Anyone who can guide me on that? Mono? Not that I can do anything now, but it's just still kind of hard to call it out. The sound is such an important thing in our work that it takes a lot of care to create this audioscape for an animation film. And it goes through many years, actually to years in the sense many years of experts, music director, sound designer, the mixing engineer, so many people to actually judge what is a sort of right sound that we have. We have been fortunate to be part of over 500 films, and we created all of them in-house with, whether it's for a client or not, it's all done in our studio. And so we've been working with the different crafts to tell stories differently. We never said we are an animation company, we are a VFX company, we are a live action company. We do use the mediums according to the story's needs. So we have never thought anything as a limitation as strength. And that is sometimes a problem also, because when somebody asks you what is your strength, you're like telling a whole roster of things. And that may not give the right sort of confidence in a client. Also, you do everything. What is your specialty? That also we can't say, because every project is special for us. So we custom make solutions. So today, we are specifically going to focus on this new film that we have done. And that is a film that it's a medium that we have never used. It's animation using wool, real wool, of a particular sheep in the Deccani area. Deccani area is Karnataka, northern Karnataka, Maharashtra, part of Telangana. So this is a particular sheep's wool that we have used to create this film. And this audioscape is designed by none other than Rajat sir. And Nilima is our producer. 1 hour is really less time for us to share what we have for you today. So maybe it may be required that we are available today and tomorrow. You can catch us and ask us more questions and discuss about things. If you have more queries about this space, we are all available. Yeah, so on that note, I want to start showing the film first, so that you listen to it, soak in, then I'll take you through the making process. So that is the agenda of today. We are going to take you through the nitty-gritties of sound design and music that has gone into this particular film. That's it. So let's begin. Slide. Yeah, this particular film history also I will tell you a little bit towards the end. But right now, let's watch the film. The lights off, we can.
मेरा नाम है ऊन मेरी कहानी जरा सुन 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 ऊन मेरा नाम है ऊन ऐसी वैसी न समझो मुझ में है बड़े गुण सुन 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 भेड़ों की पीठ पे है मेरा घर जो दक्खन के जंगलों में करती सफर कुरमा और कुर्बानी धनगर हर गांव कबीले पे मेरा असर सिर्फ चरवाहे नहीं मेरे यार सखा हर इंसान की मुझको होती है फिकर सुन 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 सुन
घोंगड़ी घोंगड़ी मैं बनूं घोंगड़ी घोंगड़ी
मैं बनूं घोंगड़ी घोंगड़ी सबके कंधे पे जो चढ़ी कभी सर्दी से मैं लड़ी कभी बरसातों की झड़ी कभी पालना बन के झूली कभी किसी चिता संग जली मैंने किसानों की नंगी पीठ ढकी सरहद पे जवानों की बनी सखी मैंने कितने ही जोड़ों की शादी रची सबकी उलझन सुलझाई और लाज रखी
घोंगड़ी घोंगड़ी मैं बनूं घोंगड़ी घोंगड़ी कंधे पे जो चढ़ी सबके कंधे पे जो चढ़ी
ये दक्खन की भेड़े गजब है बड़ी सुंदर ये प्यारी ये जादू भरी खेती पहाड़ों में चरने ये जाए किस्म किस्म की ये जड़ी बूटियां खाए इनका दूध है दवा हाँ ये करता इलाज इनका मलमूत्र बने खेतों की खाद जब ये देती है जान बचाती है जान इसका गोश्त बीमारियों का नुस्खा महान इसकी खाल बचाए चरवाहों के पैर जो राह पे चलना करे आसान एक भेड़ से चले हजारों की दुकान
बाड़ू मामा बाड़ू मामा बाड़ू मामा बाड़ू मामा
एक चरवाहे का नाम बाड़ू मामा उन्होंने भेड़ों के गुणों को पहचाना इनके झुंड को पवित्र झुंड कहा इनको बचाने का काम अपने हाथ लिया
बाड़ू मामा
अपनी भेड़ों को पाला और पोसा लाखों तक उनको पहुंचाया इन काली सुंदर भेड़ों ने बाड़ू मामा का नाम पाया
बाड़ू मामा
हो जिस खेत में ये भेड़े चरती है उस खेत में फसल दुगनी उगती है बाड़ू मामा का बड़ा एहसान रहा उसने भेड़ों को अपना बच्चा कहा
बाड़ू मामा
बाड़ू मामा की पूजा करते हैं लोग उन्हें संत महात्मा कहते हैं लोग बाड़ू मामा ने बड़ा साथ दिया इस खत्म होती दखनी को बचा मेरा नाम है उन मेरी कहानी जरा सुन 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 उन मेरा नाम है उन मेरी कहानी जरा सुन 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 सबसे ज्यादा ऊन अपना देश उगाए पर जरूरत की ऊन विदेशों से मंगवाए 42 किस्म की भेड़ें होती है यहाँ मेरी जगह ले रहा, मेरे चरवाहे तू ये जुल्म कैसे सह रहा।
नकली एक्राइलिक मेरी जगह ले रहा, मेरे चरवाहे तू जुल्म कैसे सह रहा।
ऊन मेरा नाम है, ऊन ऊन ऊन, ओ चरवाहे मेरी पुकार जरा सुन,
ओ चरवाहे मेरी पुकार जरा सुन।
तू जान ले मेरे है फायदे अनेक, मुझे कचरे की पेटी में देना मत फेंक,
मुझे कचरे के पेटी में मत देना फेंक।
बालू मामा की राह पे चलेंगे हम, दिखा देंगे दुनिया को हमारी ऊन में कितना है दम।
हमें हर कदम बचाए, चलो कदम बढ़ाए, उस ऊन को बचाए जो ऊन हमें हर कदम बचाए, चलो कदम बढ़ाए, उस ऊन को बचाए जो ऊन हमें हर कदम बचाए, चलो कदम बढ़ाए, उस ऊन को बचाए जो ऊन हमें हर कदम बचाए, चलो कदम बढ़ाए, उस ऊन को बचाए। ऊन ऊन ऊन।
Thank you, everyone. So this is just to take you to the pastures. You know, the last 2 minutes of the credits were just to take you away from this place to actually be in a pasture with the sheep and everything going around. So that was the idea. So the project started when this organization, Living Lightly, approached us to create a film for them, like a film that we had done with sand some years ago with wool, you know. And this is a cause that I was connecting very close to my heart, the pastoralism cause. So I'm going to show you the film that we had done, which they thought is a great reference point. This film used sand animation.
And Suresh, kind of for me, it is a kind of a very docu-animation film. It is docu-animation film because lots of information you are getting from the text, and the style of the singing is kind of it is pohada also. It is Gondhala also, and lots of even lots of influence from Maharashtra Karnataka border, and we fused it, and we are trying to tell the story in such a way that it can penetrate everyone.
I think I must add to that. He actually got the artists from different parts of Maharashtra. So the person who is playing, what is that instrument, sir?
That instrument is called sambal. So now when you play sambal, so when they play, so the doom, that sound, they kind of stretch that leather through their feet. Means दोनों जो knees है, उसके बीच में वो रखते हैं संभल को, and it's very odd position to play any drum.
Yeah.
But they are so used to it that they kind of ritualistically they enjoy it. Yeah. And every that hitting the animal skin and the pressing it through a knee, and that stretch always gives a very different kind of a sound and very emotional drum. So there are lots of different kind of drums, talking drums, for example. But if you go to Africa, then in Africa they use lots of talking drum, and in lots of talking drum they tie with the threads.
Sir, iska one question I had: is it sheep's skin or goat skin?
No, normally they use camel skin. Camel.
No, but Africa mein hoga. But
in Africa mein, when I went to Africa, and sometimes they use a snake skin also.
Snake, okay.
So even that snake skin, you cannot tear it.
No, why I was asking this question is this is what, the sheep skin or the goat skin is something that we have for music, is something that we have not shown in the film, and that's also another thing. This most of these drum instruments use goat skin or sheep skin, and that's one of the things that we never showed. I want to quickly, for the sake of the time that we have, like I said, we have more than an hour's content to share with you, but you can catch Jukku sir outside, and you can ask him. He has too many things to share with you. So I'm going to cut short here and go into the chapter of Swanand's singing. And you can see how Jukku sir actually directed Swanand to get each and every nuance of singing into the film. Swanand himself is an amazing singer, as you all know. He's got a very earthy sort of a voice, and he's very, very comfortable with different folk styles of singing, especially this one. So I want to take you through that once, a sneak peek into the singing direction that Jukku sir did. He's called Jukku. That's Rajat Dholakia is also, we all call him Jukku. And so sometimes you don't get confused who Jukku is.
42 किस्म की भेड़ें होती हैं यहाँ।
ओके, ट्राई करते।
42 किस्म की भेड़ें होती हैं यहाँ।
ओके, उसमें पूरा बंद करते हैं सब कुछ।
करेक्ट, हाँ। क्यों ना पूरी कर पाए,
क्यों ना पूरी कर पाए।
टाइम ठीक, नकली का एंट्री ठीक।
1 2 1 नकली, ली पे वजन। 1 2 1
नकली एक्रेलिक मेरी जगह ले रहा, मेरे चरवाहे तू ये जुल्म कैसे सह रहा। नकली एक्रेलिक में
सुपर।
नकली एक्रेलिक मेरी जगह ले रहा, मेरे चरवाहे तू जुल्म कैसे सह रहा। उन मेरा नाम है उन चरवाहे मेरी पुकार जरा सुन, ओ चरवाहे मेरी पुकार।
आ गया।
तू जान ले मेरे है फायदे अनेक, मुझे कचरे की पेटी में मत देना पेश।
ये अच्छा लाइन है, इसको ही फॉलो कर।
ये अपने
अपना एग्जिस्टेंस को लेते
मेरी पुकार जरा सुन, तू जान ले मेरे है फायदे अनेक।
देना मत फेंक है ना, उसमें लाचारी। मुझे कचरे की डब्बी में देना मत फेंक,
मुझे कचरे की बेटी में देना मत फेंक,
देना मत
देना मत फेंक, देना मत फेंक,
मुझे कचरे की डब्बी में देना मत फेंक।
जरा सुन, तू जान ले मेरे है फायदे अनेक, मुझे कचरे की पेटी में देना मत फेंक,
मुझे कचरे की पेटी में मत। लेट थोड़ा, बस 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 बस।
देंगे हम दिखा देंगे दुनिया को, उनमें कितना है दम।
हमें हर कदम बचाए
सुरेश सर, मेरे को एक्चुअली थोड़ा अधूरा लग रहा है लाइन।
दिखा देंगे दुनिया को हमारी उनमें है कितना दम।
चलेगा इतना लंबा?
हाँ हाँ एकदम चलेगा।
दिखा देंगे दुनिया को हमारी उनमें कितना है दम।
सुपर यार।
देना मालूम हमा की राह पे चलेंगे हम, दिखा देंगे दुनिया को हमारी ऊन में कितना है दम।
हमें हर कदम बचा।
इतना ही लेट लेना। दिखा देंगे दुनिया को, दिखा देंगे दुनिया। ये तू इतना ही एक लेना।
कर लेते ना। दिखा देंगे दुनिया को।
हाँ बस हाँ।
दिखा देंगे दुनिया को, दिखा देंगे दुनिया को।
हमें हर कदम।
अच्छा है लास्ट वन अच्छा है। करे वो एंड लास्ट लोगो आता है ना,
तो और कुछ तो नहीं है।
सुरेश एरियत पिक्चर्स।
So it's like a 12-hour session that he did with Swanand, and all of them, it's all their offerings also. It's not just our team and everyone who worked on the animation, but they all offered this as something that they wanted to contribute to this cause. So it's more than music and technical and creative aspects. There's a lot of heart poured into these aspects. And I was in Japan, and I missed this physical experience of being in the room with them. So I was on a Zoom call with them throughout in some insane hours of night. And but I just wished I could be there with that energy when they were like really, firing away. It's some other experience. And then we had the sound design part. So in the end of the film, as you experience the whole soundscape, we have extended the credits line to 2 minutes. It's more for people to experience the farmland and the sheep and everything, just to get teleported to that space. And Rasool Pukuti, who was the Oscar-winning sound designer for India, he got involved. Again, he also poured his heart into the project with his team. I want to show you a glimpse of what he was working towards. And so that's what, this is a small clip.
All those. We are making का sound.
का दूध है दवा, हाँ ये करता इलाज।
पानी पीने का पानी वैसे क्रॉस कर रहा है।
अपनी भेड़ों को पाला और पोसा, लाखों तक उनको पहुंचाया।
This is supposed to be turmeric. इनका फेस्टिवल में टर्मरिक।
मामा की पूजा करते हैं लोग, उन्हें संत महात्मा कहते हैं लोग।
I think just plastic. Rexin type या plastic export का जो origin होता है उसका।
तू ये जुल्म कैसे सह रहा? नकली एक्राइलिक मेरी जगह ले रहा, मेरी चरवाहे तू जुल्म कैसे सह रहा?
The full landscape where people are able to see that place after the film is over.
So
actually, all the sheep and goats, they want to sing like Swanand. So in the end title, they are trying harder to sing like Swanan.
Yeah. So I'll tell you, I'll take you a little bit into the visual side also because most of you are into the visual. So this is a bonus 5 minutes I'll take to show you what went into the visual section. After the song was done, we had to crack the storyboard. And it was very difficult. We tried several drafts and it was not coming together because it had too much information to communicate. So, once I was flying back from Japan and it was an 8-hour flight. So in that 8-hour flight, I got complete undisturbed time. And that's when I did the storyboard. And in between, the Japanese air hostesses were very kind enough to give me more ammunition because they were also pretty impressed that I'm sitting and drawing for 8 hours. Instead, I was also fighting jet lag, so I don't want to come back, and feel lethargic and tired. So this 8 hours is when we crack the storyboard. I'm going to show you a glimpse of the storyboard. So these are the images that I drew in my sketchbook, and you can see some of the images and the characters are pretty much the same. So this is how it culminated, and different sections. I'm just showing you and how the images kind of translated. Yeah, because sections are so different from one another that you had to really work out the styles. So this is how that section turned out. And then the sheep section, it turned out like that. And, the applications of sheep. Balu Mama section was, we really made him like a gigantic figure, much, like a godly sort of a figure. And if you notice, there is a small dog also Balu Mama has, who is always around. It's a little thing that runs around him. As you can see the dog. And even this section where we are talking about the serious part of the, wool crisis in India, that also was beautifully converted. The acrylic, the factories. Yeah, so this is how it generally happened. Just to give you how, what you can actually visualize, and if there is a team that is so dedicated, and that's something that I want to tell you, it's all done by a team that is under 30. They are all aged under 30. They're mostly in the range of 20 to 25 years of age group. That's a kind of team that has worked on it. So I have humongous respect for the Gen Z people, unlike many people who say otherwise, that, they are all on the phone and everything. I have massive respect and I find them inspiring, and they're awesome lot. So I'm going to show you a little bit of the animatics. So we created the animatics based on the storyboard that I created, which kind of set the tone for the film.
मेरा नाम है ऊन 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 मेरी कहानी जरा सुन 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 ऊन मेरा नाम है ऊन 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 ऐसी वैसी न समझो मुझ में है बड़े गुण सुन 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 भेड़ों की पीठ पे है मेरा घर जो दक्खन के जंगलों में करती सफर कुरमा और कुर्बानी धनगर हर गांव कबीले पे मेरा असर सिर्फ चरवाहे नहीं मेरे यार सखा हर इंसान की मुझको होती है फिकर सुन 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 सुन
घोंगड़ी घोंगड़ी मैं बनूं घोंगड़ी घोंगड़ी
मैं बनूं घोंगड़ी घोंगड़ी सबके कंधे पे जो चढ़ी कभी सर्दी से.
Yeah, so that's a bit of it's done. The animatics was done by Aditi Krishnadas, who is one of our directors, a phenomenal filmmaker with amazing sense of humor and timing and everything. And this is the research trip. Our team also went with the flock to experience how this life is. And the entire wool that is used in the film is from the Deccani sheep. A bit into pre-production also I want to take you through. I'm hurrying up because I can sense people waiting to tell me that time is over. So I'm just going a little fast. It was very difficult to find out the look of the film, and especially with the material that we are not familiar with the material. So exploring that was a bit tough. Yeah, so that is more into the prop making part. Small clip. So there are a lot of inventions. These are not conventional systems. Too many inventions were there, and it's all done by these 20 to 25-year-old stalwarts. So there were 3 setups of shoot simultaneously happening. Otherwise, this film wouldn't have been possible. Initial scope of the film was 3 minutes film in 3 months, but eventually it became 6 minutes. So we had to, and in like 4 months of shoot. So continuously 5 months we shot in 3 setups. That's how it happened. One last clip about the animation making. So you'll get an idea of, so very indigenously produced contraptions. The lighting is also pretty ingenious. It is, it had to be done because there was not major budget. So we had to find solutions that were conducive for what we can achieve within the budget, but we didn't want to compromise on anything. So people were inventive, like crazy. So every single day there was something that people were inventing and finding out. Again, this young people, okay, it's not like there are some engineers or experts working, but it was the same art student who became the engineer, the same IT guy who doubled up as a lighting expert. So it was phenomenal the way people, promoted themselves into different roles. Yeah, so that it was, so if I told you that 90% of the people who are working on this stop motion animation were not at all initiated in stop motion animation or even animation. How unbelievable it is, right? I mean, what is the sort of people when they have the determination and they take on a creative challenge, how much they learn and contribute. Can you imagine that magnitude? This 90% of the people who worked on it were not into stop motion animation. It's a big number, but they were inspired lot. They were dedicated people. And this is the magic of, I think this can probably only happen in India. And this is also the magic of India, how people who just adapt and adopt so much when there is a challenge that is posed and they just push themselves. And this is the team that worked on it. Of course, I'm not there because this must have been taken in some insane hour in the night when they wrapped up the shoot. And many others are also not there. But this is a glimpse of a few of the team members. And I want to just show you one glimpse I recorded of one of the shepherds who is 85-year-old, and he's still, he's very instrumental in me doing this film because he's from the Belgaum side. His name is Neelkant Mama, and he's one of the pioneering shepherds who's been working for the cause of protecting this breed. You know, the deal with this breed is it's a pure breed because of Balu Mama, and they eat only a specific 28 herbs, medicinal herbs. Because of that, their milk and everything is so medicinal and healthy for people. And even their poop and pee that go into the field, that also makes the field very fertilized in an organic way. And there's an ecosystem of interdependency that exists where shepherds, farmers, sheep, all of them coexist. And you must also know that many a times it's not the shepherd that herds the sheep. It's the sheep that herds the humans. Many a times when the typhoons are happening, hurricanes are happening, they know where to take the shepherds and their families, which is safe for them. So it is not always the shepherd that is, even though humans always take the credit, but it's the animals also that actually guide us. This is a small glimpse from his talk. I got a...
यारी चावल कोई अपनी सब्जी
I was shooting
बाकी
it.
भेड़ और इस भेड़ में फिर क्या अंतर है? बाकी भेड़ भी तो वो देते हैं ना?
ये लोग
चुन खाते हैं।
नहीं बाकी भेड़ में थोड़ा सा ब्लड में थोड़ा सा फर्क है। कोई भी ब्लड का जो एक क्वांटिटी है ये तो सभी ढकने भेड़ में है वैसा, बाकी इसमें नहीं है। वो तो क्रॉसब्रीड जो कर रहे हैं ना उसमें आता है वो सभी येता खाने में क्रॉसब्रीड, पहनने में खास क्रॉसब्रीड, अपने गाय भैंस में क्रॉसब्रीड, वो जर्सी गाय ज्यादा दूध देती है कहते हैं ना,
ज्यादा ही कर दिया उसको,
ज्यादा दूध में ऊंची गुणवत्ता नहीं है,
नहीं है,
दूध ज्यादा देता है,
हाँ मगर गुण नहीं है,
और चावल जारी उत्पन्न ज्यादा देता है, उसमें
गुणवत्ता नहीं है बिल्कुल।
Thank you. This is a sketch I made of him. So on that note, thank you everyone. This is a film that happened out of a serendipity. By chance, we all got together and we made this film. And
keep quiet now because they want us to
Get
stop.
out. Okay.
And before I lose the opportunity to say something, my heartfelt gratitude to Rajat sir for always being there, supporting us with all our mad, ambitious ideas, and never saying die. Thank you so very much. We are so, so honored to have you work on the drop of the little work that we have done with you in your illustrious career. Thank you so very much.
thanks everyone. So we are here to answer your questions whenever in the next 2 days. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much for that brilliant and phenomenal presentation, opening our minds about the sound of storytelling. Requesting you to kindly remain back on stage for a quick moment. If I could request one of our members of our GAFX organizing committee, Mr. Venkata Ramanan, to kindly join us on stage to do the honors and present a token of appreciation to our delegates present on stage today. Thank you, Rajat. Thank you, Nilima. Thank you, Suresh. That was absolutely brilliant. Thank you so much for displaying to us the effect that sound can have when it comes to visual aiding. It was absolutely phenomenal, and what better way than to learn from our industry leads out here. Can we have the mementos, please? Sir, if you could kindly do the honors. Please put your hands together, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, let's give a huge round of applause to Suresh, Nilima, and Rajat. Thank you so much for taking us through the world of sound. Dignitaries, if I could request you to kindly stand ahead of the table for a quick photo opportunity. Once again, everyone, please put your hands together and let's give it up for Suresh, Nilima, and Rajat. Thank you so much for that brilliant display of the effects of sound, learning from the industry's best. Thank you, Mr. Venkata Ramanan, for doing the honors and handing over a token of appreciation to our dignitaries present on stage today. Now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for us to shift focus to animation aesthetics, where contrast, style, and artistic choices play a crucial role in shaping narratives. Taking us behind the scenes of the Garfield movie and that Christmas is none other than Mr. Anand Bed, here, head of animation at DNEG India. With a round of applause, please join me in welcoming Mr. Anand on stage. Requesting Mr. Shesha Prasad, head of studio, to also kindly join us on stage for this thrilling presentation. that we have for the next session.
ये शायद USB में चल जाएगा ऑडियो के लिए.
Is going to take you through the craft of animation per se. So I think I just quickly would, that's me, that's Andy, who's our head of animation of DNEG, for the DNEG animation vertical. DNEG is usually predominantly was known for visual effects. We've been in this business for the last probably 30 years, or close to 30 years. Started off in London. Our current chairman is a person who started off a company in a garage in Santa Cruz in Mumbai, who has went on to take over DNEG in 2016. And right now we are one of the biggest global companies in the world. Along the way, in 2015, we started DNEG Animation, which we're very keen, and at that point, we got some very good partners, and DNEG Animation has presence. Initially started off predominantly being a London-centric organization. Typically, we then spread into India, where we had Mumbai, then we went into Bangalore and Chennai, and then obviously we also have presence in Canada, Montreal, per se, where we have a lot of crew. So DNEG Animation, which started, basically, although we are geographically and culturally diverse, we believe that we try to be creatively unified in all the projects that we are doing currently. We do, global teams, which are always interacting with one another, coming over here, talking to the teams, and, people doing a lot of cultural things. DNEG Animation is a unique thing in the last, although we've been in existence for about 8 to 10 years now, we've done a diverse range of projects, from traditional, Disney-style animation to adult kind of stylized animation to, also one project which we're very proud of last year, which was nominated for the Oscar, was Nimona, which we presented here last year also. And we've started, we also realized as a company that we need to evolve and not just be service providers. We want to be content creators. We want to co-produce stuff. And we want to evolve to become, producers of or partner with people to produce, have finally some bite in the final result of the movie. So that one of our first exercises on the animation side was Garfield, which was a hugely successful box office movie for us. And that really, encourages us to do a lot more. And all the projects that we've done, like I said, we've done even a musical, we've done a very 2D style project, and so on. And we have quite a few upcoming projects. I think you see 5 of them, probably 6 or 7 actually, but we can only mention 3. There's one more, like Garfield, like I said, was a very successful project for us. Similarly, what that inspired is we also co-producing Angry Birds 3. And it's a completely project that we are producing along with the owners of the game. And we're working with Warner Brothers for multiple movies, and Cat in the Hat is one of our first partnerships on that front, which we expect to finish by the end of this year. And then we have another movie called Bat Fairies, and at least 3 or 4 unannounced movies, which we cannot speak about, that's already awarded, but the usual market, the clients have restrictions on that being spoken about outside. So to just give you a flavor of what kind of work we've done in the last 4 or 5 years, I think what we will do is we'll also play our showreel. One small request is please do not take any snaps or record this video, please. Some of the content that we are going to showcase is not cleared completely for public distribution, and I request the organizers or the event managers also not to record anything off screen, please. Okay, thank you. So let's quickly get you a flavor of some of the work that we've done in the recent past.